Hello friends, hello. My name is Janessa Oriel and I'm the head of community here at Sell with Amy, and today I'm bringing you deep thoughts. Feels a little silly to say that, but I wanted to be able to share something that's a common theme. Do you ever have common themes come through and you're like, okay, fine, I get it. I've had a common theme come through just in terms of books, suggestions, podcasts, articles on Facebook, so forth and so on. And I wanted to bring it here because, as you know, it's the end of the first month, oh my goodness, of 2020. So all of a sudden we are 1/12 of the way through, almost, right? And this is one of those times. January tends to be a time of evaluation in terms of your systems, evaluation in terms of, am I setting myself up for success? And so what I wanted to bring to the table is a little reminder for each of you, for everyone who's joining in today. If you're joining in and joining me live, please let me know you're here by saying hello and doing #live. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're here for the after party, if you're on the other side of the world and it's the middle of the night and you're watching it in the future, quite literally, I'd love for you to say hello as well. Just let us know through using the #afterparty. But I wanted to remind each of you, and genuinely I'm talking to you, whether you have a team of yourself or a team of 10,000, like some of our friends do have. I want to remind you that you absolutely bring something unique to your business. Now, what that is, or not only to your business, but also to your customers. You provide a very different and unique perspective than anyone else can provide. You absolutely stepped into this business because something spoke to you, whether it's the products, whether it's the people, whether it's a combination of all of the things, whether it's the incentives. I know that there's a number of companies still, Cindy's here from Tennessee, hello. Whether you are striving for a company incentive trip or incentive rewards, or whether you're just striving to make sure that January is your strongest January ever, or maybe you're shooting for #BME, best month ever. You absolutely have the ability to achieve what you're looking for. The challenge is you want to make sure that you're not unintentionally, and I'm speaking, you're not unintentionally self-sabotaging anyone. If I say self-sabotaging, obviously it's yourself. What I mean by that is sometimes you need someone to give you the gentle nudge to be able to say, you can do it, you can go for it, and you are worthy of making that leap to strive for something big. And I'm saying this because this is one of those things that oftentimes we get a little bit scared and then we don't put in the effort, right? Maybe we get a little bit scared, and most people with the beginning of the year, we can equate this to whether it be, we have a number of people who change their eating habits or change their exercise habits at the beginning of the year, whether or not you have products that are associated with those things. Most people can relate to that. I think it's the biggest New Year's resolution out there. And beginning of January, the gyms are packed, and end of January, they're still fairly full, but not necessarily to the same level as the early January. But what I wanted to tell you is you are worth it. You can take the leap, set up the systems, commit to doing, maybe spending 5 minutes in the app, because the Sell with Amy app is here to help you allow this business to be attainable for you, whether you have it as a side gig, a main gig, irrespective of the level. The goal is to allow you to be able to get in there and do your business as efficiently as possible. And so I am here to cheer you on. I am here one of the things I'd love to see in the comments is I'd love for you to shout out one thing that you uniquely bring, whether it be to your business, to your team, to your customers. What are you providing that's different than anyone else out there? I'd love to hear it, because I'm here to tell you, you have something unique to bring to the table. And as we round out January, 1, know that we're cheering you on. Yay! Number 2, I'm here to encourage you to take care of some of those to-dos, right? I'm here to encourage you. I have 8 to-dos here on my account right here. I'm here to encourage you to go through. Sometimes that number can build up and build up and build up, and we've chatted about this before, if you're a friend here and you don't have the ability you don't have a partnership with the Sell with Amy app, your corporate company doesn't have a partnership with the Sell with Amy app, sometimes we let those orders stack up and we don't log them. I'm here to tell you, don't delay for days, weeks, months, something that can be handled in a few minutes. Start with today's orders, go backwards to the beginning of the month, and then make sure you're connecting with your customers. If you are good about that and you're really consistent with it, congratulations, that's incredible. Go ahead and make sure you're logging samples if your company has samples, or logging conversations to follow up with prospective customers. Let's say that someone compliments a piece of jewelry, as an example. You want to make sure that you then follow up with them and see if they've thought of ways to incorporate that into their wardrobe. Small example. I want to make sure that you are here and putting your all into your business, because again, you're worth it. And it's one of those things that sometimes it's scary to admit, but I'm here to help you with that. So, or maybe sometimes what happens is we have those team members that question whether or not they should go for it. And it can be a million different things, right? It can be, whether it be, let's say, an incentive trip, because we have a number of friends that are in that qualification period for an incentive trip. If you're in a qualification period for that incentive trip, or if you have a teammate that's in, or a friend or cohort that's in the middle of that, Sheila will answer that question in just a moment. But if you're in the middle of that, give that team member some encouragement and say, hey, I'd love to hear how are you doing towards the trip? How's it going? What's your plan to get there by whatever date, right? So Sheila said, if orders are entered as notes, that does not cause a follow-up, correct? Sheila, that's an excellent question. Let's go ahead. So this is two prongs. She said, if orders are entered as notes, that does not get a follow-up. So let me go ahead and enter a note, and then I'll enter an order and I'll show you how they're different. So if you wanted to just add a note, so let's say that I said, Elliot, going on vacation. Now, when I do that, I have two options. I can choose, and let me make sure I'm pointing in the right direction. I can choose save and create a follow-up, or save without a follow-up. So if this is just a general note, let's say that I noted, met Elliot at the grocery store, or I noted that Elliot has children, or something that I just want to remember, right? I wouldn't want to follow up for that. But if I wanted to create a follow-up, you absolutely can create a follow-up. So that's that. And in this case, I'm going to actually remind myself. I almost always, February 29th, friends, how weird is that? It's coming. All right, so let's say that I just want to ask about it. So you can save it with a follow-up, right? Save, perfect. So now I'm going to be reminded to ask about his vacation. And I have the note that he's going on vacation, ta-da. But if I wanted to list an order for Elliot, that will prompt follow-up. So actions tab, upper right-hand corner, and then I'm going to go ahead and record an order. And we're gonna say that he got, guys, I do wish that I could buy these things. Whole nother topic. He's gonna buy a few things to make sure he's set for his vacation. Okay, so 4 products I'm gonna complete. Now, if your company's catalog is not in the app, you can add products for sure. Additionally, you can go ahead and if your company's products are in there, they're already in there. Okay, I hope that's helpful. There's help articles if not. So then you can go ahead and record that order. Ignore that green circle over there. That's something we're not going to talk about right now. Guys, new things are coming. Okay. So when you record a purchase here, this is what I'm talking about when you record an order. It shows that it's a purchase. It automatically lists Elliot as a customer, because anytime you record a purchase, they are now a customer. It also will set off 2 follow-ups for this particular purchase, which means 2 days after the purchase, I'm going to reach out and say, hey, Elliot, do you have any other questions? Is there anything I can help with? Because some of the companies that we've worked with have found that oftentimes people place their second order very shortly after they've made an order, which is crazy. So it's important to note that, and we want to make sure we're following up and answering any questions they may have, letting you know that you'll be following up after they receive their order. The second follow-up is a 2-week follow-up, so it's a follow-up 2 weeks after they've made that purchase, and it's to make sure that they received their goods, also to ask if they have any questions about their products. So in this case, they may say, can I put milk in this pet bowl, as an example? I don't know, because it's fictitious, but that's a whole nother story. That's to answer any questions. And then the third follow-up is 2 months after the order, just to say, hey, are you enjoying this? Is there anything else that you would like? Would you like to host a party? You can put whatever is most appropriate for you in that case. So Sheila said, my company is not partnered. Totally okay. Some companies have products in the catalog, some companies don't. If you don't, I will show you right now. Hi, Ida. I'm going to show you right now how you can add products. Now down here it says My Products. You can actually go ahead, and this is an example where I added this keychain. I took a photo of the keychain. It's right here, guys. Ta-da! I took a photo of the keychain, and then I uploaded it with the price. And so once you add it, then you can go ahead and you can share it from there. You can share it on Facebook. You can share it with a particular contact. It's super. Once you add it, it's there for you. You can also edit it as needed. So there are options there, and then you can log those purchases for sure. Perfect. Happy that helped you, Sheila. I'm happy that answered your question. So I want to encourage you between now and month end to go tackle some of those to-dos you have waiting in the app. Make sure that you have those orders logged. Reach out to the friends. You can go ahead and go to contacts, and you can filter by all these different ways. Maybe the least recently added or most or least lifetime order value. Reach out to those individuals who maybe placed one order. See if there's anything they need. If you're with a company that has a new catalog coming out in February, right? You want to make sure to connect with your customers to share about anything going on in January, any promotions that might be happening. I know that there's some companies that have some promotions going out. We want to make sure that your customers are aware of them without reiterating the exact same verbiage that the marketing department from your corporate company has sent out already, right? You want to provide customer service to your customers as opposed to a marketing ad, if that makes sense. Ida says all orders are in and all to-dos done. That's incredible, Ida. How is your month end treating you? And for all our other friends, whether you're watching it on live, watching it on replay, watching it on YouTube, how is your month end treating you? We're here to cheer you on, not only January, but for the rest of the year. And we're here to make sure that you get all the tips, tricks, and inspiration you can handle. That's our number one goal right here in this incredible community. So I'm going to wrap up. If there's any other questions, you can drop them below. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for spending your time here to learn more and to grow. And thank you most especially for being able to share yourself with your customers, with your team, and with your cohorts and friends. Thank you for sharing your unique perspective, your enthusiasm for your products, and your goals with us, so that way we can help cheer you on. Thanks so much for joining me here today. I hope you have an incredible day. Bye, friends. Bye, bye, bye.